Hello, everybody. This is the Kubernetes SIG architecture production readiness sub-project meeting for July 29th, 2020. I have one thing I wanted to discuss or bring to your attention at this call. So as part of the enhancement sub-project, we're working on this KEP control tool. And I have a PR here to add. Do you see the thing I clicked through to? No, you probably only still see the original one because it's sharing the tab.
Ooh, CLI tool. I can see your PR now.
Yeah.
I clicked through to it.
Yeah, you can click. Okay, you have clicking ability. Okay. So yeah, so it's a little CLI tool. And this particular PR adds a query function so that you can query by SIG and whatever. So what I'd like you to give some thought to, what I plan to do, I think there's actually a document out there that starts to describe what people want, and maybe people already have feedback on that, but let me see. Lori Apple was asking me to take a look at it. Well, I'm gonna have to find that later. But in any case, so what I'm thinking is, from our point of view in this group, like, wouldn't it be nice to have something that says, show me all the things where I'm the PRR approver, show me the things where there's no PRR approver assigned, although the KEP validation now doesn't let things go through. But you could find, since it allows you to include PRs, not just things in the file system, you can actually find any PRs out there that don't have anybody assigned, for example, yet. So that's what I'm thinking. I want to add query parameters for that. If there's anything special you want, I know, David, this was of interest to you, that we can determine out of the KEP metadata, then please put a comment on the PR or inform me in one way or another. There is a, let me see, I'm gonna see if there's
sorting.
Sorting, yeah. Okay, fine. There's two documents here. Here, this document is where, if you haven't seen it, I'll put it in the agenda. And requirements here. So if you want to click through on that too, if you haven't already seen that document. Yeah, I don't see comments from you in here, David. You might want to look at it. I still need to go through it thoroughly. I don't think I was at the meeting where this document was produced, but this is where we put in our requirements around PRR release. So anyway, that was what I wanted to bring to everybody's attention here. As far as other topics, I have not personally been diligent in going back and finding my PRR reviews and doing them. So I do need to get on the ball on that. But what about the rest of you? Any other topics we want to discuss?
Yeah.
I have one thing.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Wojciech.
So I have one thing, which is yeah, I didn't really do anything in last month or month, more than a month actually, more than like 2 months-ish or something like that. But anyway, I think with the like upcoming 120, hopefully we won't be delayed that much with 119. I think we need to think whether what we are doing, what we will be requiring for 120, and whether we are going to require more or actually start really requiring it, or yeah, what are our plans here?
I think we can probably. I expect 120 to be a small release because we're going up. The pool's not even open yet, really. As far as like we're still in code freeze, and the holiday season's upon us very soon. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that business. So I expect there won't be a huge amount in that. So it's probably a good time to start to say, okay, well, let's enforce it because the burden won't be too much. We'll get a really clear idea. That's my opinion. I don't know, David. What do you think?
I'm willing to give that a go. I think in some ways this interacts with the thread that Wojtek started on SIG reliability. And I misspelled Wojtek's name. I am very embarrassed, and I'm going to fix that. There we
It's hard for us.
So SIG reliability, how is its mission different than the goal of a production readiness review? And like, would the production readiness review like fall? Do you see that as like one aspect of it, and SIG reliability is more focused on like how can we actually deliver on time, or what?
Yeah, I think those are all great questions. Like, I'm not even sure like SIG reliability is the best option, or like there are clear drawbacks of that, and like some of them brought by team. I think other people also were bringing up some other issues. So I'm not yet definitely convinced that SIG reliability is the right way. If it appears that it's something we would like to proceed, then I would say that the production readiness is actually part of that. Other parts mentioned, like other parts, there are things that, like, yeah, it would be more like cross-cutting, like other efforts would be more like cross-cutting across SIGs. Like there will be significant things around testing, which it's unclear, like the SIG reliability, the role of SIG reliability in that, whether it's like just driving it or like really contributing, or like things like upgrade test. I think we wanted to, ideally I would like them to be like enforced at the like production readiness, but we don't have infrastructure really, and we don't have like good examples to force people to actually start doing that now. So I think many of the aspects of that are actually related somehow to production readiness.
Yeah, I would think this sub-project would move to that SIG, which would be fine, but I don't know, again, I'm sorry, did I cut you off, Wojtek?
No, go ahead.
I don't know if, yeah, I'm kind of like, is creating another separate SIG the right move, or trying to get these things attention in the existing SIGs? Creating another SIG creates a little more overhead, and would it really recruit more people? I mean, that's what it comes down to, is like, are there people who would be attracted to that and join in and participate that aren't participating in SIG testing, that aren't participating in this effort, that, you know, and it's not entirely clear to me. And then the danger others have mentioned of like, oh, that's not my problem. But that one's not as much of a concern to me, because part of like this and other process things or automations that SIG could put in, I mean, part of the goal of that SIG could be to make it everybody's problem, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
participation, I'm concerned about mostly.
I guess our goal here is small enough that we're going to be able to enforce many pieces of it by bot. Not all of it, but many pieces of it.
Right.
SIG reliability seems broader to me, and I'm less sure that it's going to be able to enforce these things by bot, or at least its goals. But knowing that like you guys see these as at least in some way related, like that makes it a little bit more clear to me. I think what a future direction would be. And I don't know whether SIG reliability is going to get approved or not, right? Like, I think that's a topic for a separate call, but I just wanted to make sure I knew where this went.
Yeah, I'm not even sure we will really decide to propose that. So yeah, but I just wanted to kick the discussion. As I mentioned on Slack yesterday to you, like I wanted to hear opinions of like number of people smarter than me, like to hear like what are potential ways we can actually attack this problem. With things like, I know, soak test, like we were talking about that for years. We used to have soak tests some time ago, like 5 years or 4 years or something, and nothing is happening in that. And everyone believes it's needed. No one is like really looking into that. So can we really, maybe SIG reliability is not the best way to achieve that. Maybe there are better. It's probable. It's even more than probable. Like I'm just wondering, like, what are those ways to actually get people's attention to couple things that seem to be important from a reliability perspective, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
It
I
does.
think
Thank you.
this is on the schedule for Thursday.
It's scheduled for tomorrow, yeah.
Oh, is that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Okay.
I'll,
So we probably don't need to talk about it here then.
yeah, I'll save the rest of anything else I have for tomorrow then.
Yeah, I think everybody's, from what I gather, everybody's like, yes, we want more attention on these things, but we're not sure if that's the right approach. So I don't know if there's going to be a conclusion out of that, but we'll see where it goes. Okay, then sounds like we're kind of on board with enforcing in 120, which is what we've already announced, honestly. And we should
Just one clarification question. Are we going to enforce this for GA only, or for GA and beta maybe, or what is your?
I mean, I think that the category, the questionnaire already says this is for beta, this is only needed for GA, this is only needed for alpha. So I would think that before the enhancements freeze, people need to fill out the sections that are for their stage. I mean, that's all we're really asking, right? That's.
Sure, yeah, that I agree. But are we going to make the formal approval from PRR approver and before like feature freeze deadline and a requirement to be in like in the release for all alpha, beta, and GA, or maybe we are going to do that only for GA and for alpha and beta like somewhere later in the cycle, or I think there are multiple options here.
Yeah, I guess maybe we'll have a better idea of that if we use this little tool to see what kind of number of reviews are targeted. We can look at the enhancement spreadsheet from, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm open to taking it slower, like in saying just GA things for now, and that the others are still just encouraged.
I guess I'm fine with all options if we decide early enough so that I can at least predict like how much work it will require from me. I can probably adjust other things and like devote more time for that if that's needed, but I probably need to know in advance.
Do we have a schedule yet for 120? I don't think we do we?
I don't think we do.
I think we don't, yeah.
Seems like building out the tool will at least allow us to issue the query, see how many we have.
Yeah, it's just the problem is if you look at enhancements that are out there versus enhancements that actually get turned into a release, there's tons of them that just don't move from release to release. So it's still a little challenging to know what actually is going to, what the people are actually going to make forward motion on. But I guess we get an upper bound, roughly, because unless new people come in with new enhancements, of course, too, but that aren't out there yet. But we get some idea of it. In some ways, like alpha things, there's very minimal requirements on alpha things. It's like basically you can turn this thing off. And so that's even more important in the sense of like if somebody actually went through to alpha with something that they didn't have a feature gate for, that was like, feature gateable, that might be even worse. So I don't believe that would happen anyway. I mean, I don't think a SIG would let that through. I don't know. I'm inclined to just say it's being enforced now and plan on it. If but the work's going to fall on just the three of us. So, I'm not, it's something you guys need to agree to as well.
Yeah. I think given what I anticipate the schedule for 120 looking like, I'll be able to help in a significant way. I think my next 4 weeks are going to be pretty busy with downstream stuff inside of Red Hat.
Okay. But 119 releases August 25th, and I guess we could probably figure out what we would
feature
expect.
freeze is normally another month after the previous one ships.
Yeah, I expect feature freeze somewhere around beginning of October-ish.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
So the month of September will be busy. Which is, if you're talking 4 weeks, that's right when you finish up, right? Whatever you guys want on.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, from my perspective, I think assuming that we are going to require it makes sense. Like I should be able to also significantly go.
Okay, and we should make sure, the other thing we should probably do with the tool is, obviously this would just fall out of it, is be able to sort of balance them, right? Or maybe we, eventually a bot can assign them. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Do we want to give any thought before our next meeting to what things a bot can enforce? Like some of the things we put in the YAML file, and so the kept.yaml should, like right now it's already validating that you assign a PRR approver. Like we could actually have it say, oh, you're going to beta. I think there's a couple things in there like metrics that you have to have defined, and you have to have defined the different components that are affected. We probably can botify some of those things.
Yeah. I need an intern. A Google Summer Code project. It's too late, but we needed one. One that like could do a social hack on me, so that basically every day at 9:30 in the morning, it sends me a message and says you should review this one PRR section with a link. And so like it's right there. There's no excuse. It pops up in Slack. I click it. I review the one. It goes back. But I think if we can build it into a tool, with a sort. I can like have the mental discipline to do one per day.
You know, there's cron jobs. You can just cron job that sucker. Send me an email every day with the list.
Yeah. So, but I think that's probably how I'm going to try to handle it.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, take a look at the kept control tool and see if you know, like I said, my plan is already to add a flag in there that says I can look for a particular PRR reviewer who's assigned or ones where none is assigned, which could happen in a PR. But beyond that, if you have any other thoughts, and sorting is sure nice, then let me know. All right, nothing else? Then we can call it. Make it a short one.
All right. See you guys.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you all.
Yep. Thanks. See you.
Bye-bye.